The commentary on the Hevajra Tantra, called the Jewel Garland of Yoga, Yoga Ratna Mālā Nāma Hevajra pañjikā, by Kāṇha. Chapter 5, Reality. I will now teach the chapter on reality. In terms of intrinsic nature, there is no form and no one seeing it, no sound and no one hearing it, no smell and no one smelling it, no flavor and no one tasting it, no tangible object and no one touching them, no mind and no mental factors. In the deity yoga that has been taught, there cannot be swift realization without resolving reality. This is explained in the following chapter on reality, which is named such because it is a chapter that shines light on reality. Form, such as blue, yellow, and so forth, does not exist. In what way does it not exist? Precisely in so far as it is seen, it is not intrinsically present. The nature of that which is not fabricated, ultimately independent and innately present, does not exist in that way because of dependent origination. Dependent origination specifically entails the non-arising of objects. If objects had an intrinsic nature prior to their arising, they would have acquired their true existence without depending on other causes. However, as other causes are observed, the fact that objects lack an intrinsic nature is proven. As the Venerable Nagarjuna said, an unfabricated intrinsic existence cannot depend on anything else. If objects that lack intrinsic existence are not identified through intrinsic existence, how do they appear in a variety of forms? They appear only to the naive. Their innate existence is not established by their mere appearance. Is it not the case that things such as hairs, a double moon, the eye on a peacock's tail, flies, and so forth, appear to those who suffer from partial blindness? Some may object by saying that they are established through the power of blindness. However, the eyes of those whose minds are impaired by the blindness of ignorance mistakenly see all the objects before them, which do not exist intrinsically, just as hairs are perceived by those with partial blindness. But this is not the case for the noble ones, whose intellect and vision have been cleansed of the dirt of ignorance. It is just as the Bodhisattva Sava Nivara Na Viskambin said to the Blessed One, it is therefore established that form and the rest do not exist intrinsically. Regarding the passage beginning, no one seeing it, the phenomenon that perceives form is the eye consciousness, and so forth. The eye consciousness also does not exist, since all phenomena are unarisen. The same can be said about sound and the rest. In the phrase no mind and so forth, mind is the perfected consciousness, and mental factors are the dependent and imagined natures, none of which exist ultimately at all. How can it be said that they do not exist when the Blessed One stated, indeed, sons of the victors, that which is called the three worlds is only mind? What he said was true, but was intended to help those in need of guidance to abandon their belief in form and the rest. About this, the Venerable Nagarjuna said, the teaching of the sage that claims that everything is mind alone was meant to remove fear in the naive, but does not reflect reality. Thus, this mind does not exist from the perspective of the ultimate truth. This is an explanation of the reality of all entities. One adept in yoga should always worship mothers and sisters, dancing women, washerwomen, Vajra women, outcast women, and Brahmin women. Applying wisdom and means, he should worship them, fond of tattva. In the passage that begins, "One adept in yoga," Vajradhara now speaks about the inner yoga. Mothers refers to those who desire to be of help. Sisters refers to those who always show fondness. Dancing women are skillful artists. Washerwomen take pleasure in virtuous activities. Vajra women delight in meditation. Outcast women, being free from arrogance, are patient and disciplined. Brahmin women take pleasure in impeccable activities. In the phrase applying wisdom and means, wisdom is nairatmya and means is hevajra. With these two united as one, the women should be worshipped using the method described. Fond of tattva means delighting in tattva. They should be served with great care so that there are no breaches. Acting openly brings suffering from beasts, robbers, fire, and terrestrial beings. The phrase great care means making an effort to stay hidden. Breaches indicates there are problems in this life and the next when there is such a breach. About this, Vajradhara says, brings suffering and the rest. To offer a word-for-word explanation, the mother is avaduti, the sister is lalana, and the word and refers to rasana. They should be worshipped. Yoga means union. After uniting these three subtle channels, which have the nature of wisdom and means, great bliss will arise. Consequently, the yogin who is an adept in the yoga of these subtle channels should always at all times offer worship comprised of great bliss. As for dancing women and the rest, the dancing woman is the tongue, taste, and the corresponding consciousness. The washerwoman is touch, the touch faculty, and the corresponding consciousness. The Vajra woman is the hearing faculty, sound, and the corresponding consciousness. The outcast woman, the outcast woman is the smelling faculty, odor, and the corresponding consciousness. And the Brahmin woman is the eye, form, and the corresponding consciousness. Regarding the line beginning with applying wisdom and means, wisdom is the emptiness of all phenomena, and means is great compassion. Their application is the samadhi comprised of great bliss, which should be learned in more detail from the Master's instructions. One should worship in this way. Should these sounds, forms, flavors, and the rest be renounced by a yogin or not? No, they should be served with great care. That is to say, they should be given priority. No breaches means that there should be no perception of the three in terms of sound and the like. If someone were to perceive it, what would the harm be? Vajradhara says, acting openly and so forth, indicating that one would be overwhelmed by samsaric suffering caused by beasts and so forth. Beasts of venomous snakes, tigers, and so forth. Terrestrial beings refers to pishachas and the like. A mudra represents the 5 families. This is taught as a cause of liberation. It is sealed with a vajra, and therefore is called a seal. How is it that the faculties of sight and so forth are referred to with the term mudra, while form and the rest, which are also known to be the 5 families, are not? To clarify, Vajradhara speaks the lines beginning with a mudra represents. Vajra refers to the indestructible knowledge that it is sealed with, thus generating joy, happiness, and great bliss. Therefore, it is called a seal. Vajra, lotus, activity, tathagata, and jewel. These, O most compassionate one, are the names of the 5 supreme families. The meaning of the verse beginning with Vajra lotus is clear. Dombi is the mudra in the Vajra family, and Nati likewise in the lotus family. The one called Rajaki is in the activity family, and Brahmani is in the Tathagata family. The one known as Chandali is in the Jewel family. Thus are the 5 mudras determined. This, it is said in brief, is the family of the Tathagatas. In the line beginning with is the family refers to the Vajra, lotus, and other families. The Glorious One reached thusness, and he returned in the same way. Based on this insight, this reasoning, he is called a Tathagata. Reached thusness means one who entered luminosity. The Glorious One indicates that he has gathered the accumulations of merit and wisdom. Returned means he has arisen from luminosity to work for the good of the world. The families are said to be 6, but can be reduced to 5. From 5 they become threefold, corresponding to body, speech, and mind. In the verse beginning with the families, the 6 families are those of Chitta, Shashvata, Ratnesha, Vagisha, Amoghasiddhi, and Sattvika. Excluding Vajrasattva, these are the 5 Tathagatas. These 5 can be further reduced to just the families of Shashvata, Akshobhya, and Vagisha. The 6 families can also be explained as the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. When reduced, the 5 Tathagatas are form, sensation, perception, karmic formations, and consciousness. The 3 families are the yogin's body, speech, and mind. The families correspond to the 5 elements and have the nature of the 5 aggregates. It groups and enumerates, hence the term family is used. There is no meditator and no meditation, no mantra and no deity. Mantra and deity are established in terms of their non-conceptual nature. Regarding the verse beginning, "There is no meditator," since the intrinsic nature of all phenomena is thusness, the triad of meditator, meditation, and the object of meditation is not established in terms of the ultimate truth. How then should the deity and mantra be viewed in the world? Vajradhara says in terms of their non-conceptual nature. Conceptual elaboration is characterized by its manifoldness. However, that which is by nature neither one nor many does not arise and is thusness. The sense here is that this is the way deity and mantra exist. Reality is called Vairochana, Akshobhya, Amogha, Ratna, Arolik, and Sattvika. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Sava, and Vibhuda. Regarding the verse beginning, "Reality is called," he is specifically Vairochana because he consists of luminosity. He is specifically Akshobhya because he cannot be shaken by the afflictions. He is specifically Amogha because he brings all kinds of benefit to the world. He is specifically Ratnesha because he is the receptacle of all the precious Buddhas. He is specifically Arolik because he can clearly distinguish all forms. He is specifically Sattvika because he consists of the 5 wisdoms. The Buddha is Brahma for being extinguished. He is called Vishnu because he enters. He is Shiva because he is always auspicious. He is Sarva for being present in every individual. Regarding the verse beginning, "The Buddha is Brahma," in order to explain why he specifically is called Brahma, Vajradhara says being extinguished, meaning that he has completely extinguished his afflictions insofar as he embodies liberating knowledge. A Buddha is one who is fundamentally awakened, which is why he is specifically a Buddha. Because he enters means because he enters it as one who is of the same nature. Being always auspicious means he is specifically Shiva, because he is supreme auspiciousness. In the phrase beginning Sarva, how is he specifically Sarva? He is present by way of pervading all that is animate and inanimate. Hence, he is all-inclusive. He is reality as true bliss, and Vibhuddha for the awakening of pleasure. Since he arises in the body, he is called deity. He is true bliss because of embodying bliss that is free of defilements, and that specifically is reality. His is Vibhuddha precisely because he experiences bliss that is unsurpassably enjoyable. Whatever is taught about Brahma and the others can also be said about Hevajra. If he is pervasive as the intrinsic nature of everything, through what method should he be practiced? Where should he be practiced? To respond to such doubts, Vajradhara says, since he arises in the body. Because he arises in the body itself, he should be practiced in the body. It is for this reason that he is called deity. The deities are Hevajra and the Vajra Yoginis. Thus he specifically dwells in the body as the non-dual consciousness that consists of great bliss. Since he, a Buddha, possesses blessings, he is called the Blessed One. There are, it is said, 6 types of blessings, perfect qualities such as power and so forth. Alternatively, he is called the Destroyer, for destroying the mālā of afflictions and the rest. In terms of the absolute truth, he is precisely a Buddha, the Blessed One. This is explained in the verse beginning with, since he, a Buddha. The wisdom aspect is called Mother, since she gives birth to the world. The wisdom aspect is also called Sister, since she points out distinctions. Next, the verse beginning with the wisdom aspect uses the words mother and so forth to identify supreme wisdom itself without making distinctions between outer and inner. The wisdom aspect is a mother because she, in the form of great bliss, gives birth to everything. The wisdom aspect is also called sister because it indicates a distinction between the absolute and relative truths. She is called a washerwoman, daughter, and dancing woman. She is known as a washerwoman because she colors all beings. Regarding the verse that begins with, she is called a washerwoman, she is a washerwoman because she colors with supreme bliss. The wisdom aspect is also called daughter, because of being milked for qualities. The wisdom aspect is called dancing woman, because of her motion, O compassionate one. Since the Blessed Lady is untouchable, she is called an outcast. She is a daughter because she is fully endowed with the supreme qualities of the Buddhas. She is a dancing woman because beginners are unable to secure her. Because she is beyond the range of the senses, she is given the name outcast. If everything is internalized during the samadhi of the stage of the arisen, does that render mantra recitation, meditation, mudra, mandala, and the rest entirely non-existent, or do they exist? To beginners in need of training, they do exist and should thus be embraced with instructions on their reality. As was said, mantra and deity are established in terms of their non-conceptual nature. If this is the case, how should recitation, meditation, and the rest be performed in the context of the stage of the arisen? About this, Vajradhara says, an utterance, and so forth. An utterance is said to be recitation because one utters vowels and consonants. A footprint can be a mandala. It is called mandala because it contains. Utterance refers to reading and pronouncing. Reading and pronouncing what? The vowels and consonants. Observing the entrance and exit of the two winds through the subtle channels via the right and left nostrils, and the arrangement of the vowels and consonants as instructed by the master, constitute recitation. This is precisely what is expressed by the phrase Vajra recitation. Regarding the passage beginning a footprint, the word manda has the meaning of essence and refers to the knowledge that is great bliss. The syllable la means to obtain. These comprise the word mandala. How is a footprint a mandala? It is the steady flexing of the two big toes. Regarding the line, it is called mandala because it contains. According to the Dhatu Patha, the word mālā is the same as mālā and means to hold. It is called mandala because it contains the great bliss. This indicates that a mandala is the means for containing the great bliss. Opening the hand can be a mudra, and so can contracting the fingers. That which is thought can be meditated on, as thinking is meditation. Opening the hand refers to opening the hand while the ring finger is placed over the thumb. This is the mudra in question. In the phrase snapping the fingers refers to the tongue and the penis. Contracting them is flexing them upward. In the line beginning that which is thought, that is that which is thought, referring to the non-arising discussed throughout the chapter on reality. As, that is to say, because that thinking is the ultimate essence, it is meditation. Accordingly, one should specifically meditate on the luminosity that is characterized by thinking. Whatever bliss is obtained by the Father is bliss that can be experienced for oneself. The bliss that results in death is what is called meditation. The Father is Vajradhara. The locative case is used in the sense of the instrumental case to show that the bliss attained by Vajradhara can also be experienced for oneself. For oneself means it can be experienced with an external mudra. Because of the eminence of yoga, the term oneself also specifies it can be experienced without relying on an external mudra. The phrase, that which is thought can be meditated on, states that one meditates on luminosity. How is this to be meditated on? Considering the non-existence of the triad of meditator, meditation, and object of meditation. About this, Vajradhara speaks the line beginning, the bliss. Death refers to liberation, which is called death insofar as everything characterized by mind, mental states, and ignorance ceases. The bliss is great bliss, characterized by the dissolution of all primary and subsidiary afflictions. This was the 5th chapter, Reality. This concludes Reality, the 5th chapter in the Jewel Garland of Yoga, a commentary on the Hevajra Tantra, composed by the Venerable Master Kṛṣṇa.